Greetings. I serve as pastor of Community Justice, which places me in the trenches of helping us to live our lives as lights of the world, according to Jesus' ethics and guidance as provided by the Sermon on the Mount. It is quite a journey to be on. When I think about the challenge of being a light in our world and living according to Jesus' example and direction, I realize that this is not an easy thing to do. To love neighbor as oneself takes a lifetime to master. Not only do we have to deal with our own imperfections, but we have to deal with others as well. Being a light in this world ain't so easy. I recently had the opportunity and the blessing to visit the Holy Land. Words can't express what an amazing experience that was. To have walked where Jesus walked, to be in the place where Jesus perhaps preached his Sermon on the Mount was so incredible. It was also eye-opening to come face to face with the task of loving others and realizing that being human has its challenges. We're called to live in a way that is honoring to our God, to be a light that shines even in the midst of darkness. This really hit home for me as we visited one of the holy sites and we encountered others' ways of crowd control or lack thereof. It was difficult for me to stay civil while others, according to my perspective, were being rude by jumping in front of us and others. I didn't do a good job at controlling my mouth or my body. I did slip and make comments out loud about their behavior. Eventually, we all made it through. Was I the light Jesus called me to be? Not really. I was a little dim, I have to say. I wonder, what would Jesus do in that situation? We all squeezed our way through. We all wanted to see. It really didn't take that much longer to get through. It was going to be long no matter what. Jesus would probably let them stay there and have conversation, perhaps. I could have approached that situation differently. I did ask God to forgive me for my attitude towards them, and even now ask that I release this, remembering that we are called to be a light even in the midst of overcrowded, holy places. Living as a light, living as Jesus calls us to, is not easy. It's a challenge, and I believe Jesus knows and understands that. And that is why I'm also grateful for amazing grace. That's why I'm grateful for God's Spirit that helps us through. And here's praying that the next time I'm in line and others feel that they have a right to be in front of me, I'll be gracious and remember, what would Jesus do? To be a light of the world for God's sake. Amen and amen.